Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex Liu. This is ALU2 Productions. Thank you for tuning in. So in this video today, I am continuing my monthly content creator vlog series where I am reflecting, documenting, and just really taking some time once a month to think through some thoughts that I have on my journey to becoming a full-time content creator, videographer, video editor, and overall general filmmaker. This is something that about a year ago, I made the decision that I really wanted to eventually transition full-time to a career in this, which is my passion. Currently, I do have a full-time job, daytime job, Monday through Friday. Overall, I basically do project management work, and I've been doing it for the last 10 years or so, and I just got to a place where to pay the bills, to support my family, I'm going to continue doing this, but long term, I'm trying to transition away from that and get more into the creative side. And I've always had a passion for video, but never really thought that I could make a career and a life out of doing what I really enjoy doing, and that's making videos. And I finally came across a YouTuber's channel last year, which really inspired me, and then I got into this whole kick of like really following a lot of other YouTubers and specifically watching videos where there were a lot of people talking about the creator economy and doing things like freelance video editing for a living. So something that I really got interested in, and I can really see myself doing this long term and really for the rest of my life. If you've watched the first 2 episodes in this monthly vlog series, you'll know that a big thing that I'm doing in 2025, really all year, is I've been trying to do what I call beef up my portfolio. So I don't know exactly how many, I'd have to look, but I had a number, at least a dozen or so videos on my YouTube channel over the years, really for about a 10-year span, but it was not something that I was doing consistently and often. It was really just a hobby. A lot of videos I was making were just personal. I wouldn't even really call them passion projects. They were just videos that I thought, oh, this would be a cool idea to make a video for or about. And other videos were capturing family memories and trips, vacations I was taking. And just to take a step back, I am a few days late at this point in getting the monthly video out. So I did make one in August and September, but I have just been so busy with life in general, family, work, lots of other things, making videos for my channel. I did take a trip recently to Kansas City, so I was pretty delayed and I did not get my October video out. So that's basically what this is. I will ideally aim to make another video in November before we get into next month, December. Today is November 3rd that I'm recording this, and ideally I want to put out my next video on this just to kind of make up for some of the lost time around Thanksgiving, probably shortly after Thanksgiving, before we get into December. And again, this monthly vlog series really is meant to kind of be just sort of a personal video journaling practice, almost just a way for me to just one-on-one with the camera talk through what I am experiencing, ups and downs, highs and lows, just things that I am encountering, challenges, solutions, workarounds, things that I'm noticing about myself along this journey. Just looking at my channel, the last time I was able to come out with one of these videos was about a month ago. I think it was at the end of September. And since then, I have made a few videos for my Kansas City Chiefs podcast, where basically I try once a week, but I've been pretty busy, as I mentioned, so it's not every week. I've tended to make these videos usually when the Chiefs lose, because it's a lot easier to talk and vent about the Chiefs when they lose as opposed to when they win. So I've made a couple of those videos, and one of those included what I called a vlogcast, because it was my podcast, but also a vlog of a trip that my family and I took to Kansas City. We went to a Chiefs game about 2 weeks ago, and so we documented and recorded the whole trip. We rented a camper van, and we just documented that road trip. And so I did a vlogcast video of that, adventure, if you will. I've also continued doing my video gaming series videos. So I wrapped up my MLB The Show 24 franchise mode with the Kansas City Royals, documenting my 2025 season. So that series has 13 episodes in it, and I was able to wrap that up with a World Series win, and so you can check that out on my channel. Some other videos that I've been making in the gaming content space have been for college football 26 Dynasty mode with the Kansas State Wildcats. I have not been playing as much Madden, but I do have my Madden 26 franchise with the Chiefs as well. I've been continuing my other college football 26 gaming series, which is Road to Glory, which I will eventually transition into a superstar mode in Madden. So that has kept me also pretty busy, but it's been a bit sporadic of when I've been able to do it, just because I'm really trying to do it all within this year and into next year until football season's over. So I have quite a bit of videos to make for that, but I also am playing a lot of it just off camera, and I'm really trying to simulate through my college career so I can get to the pros. And then the other gaming series that I did start one episode of so far in the month of October, and I'm kind of doing the same cadence I did with MLB, where I'm just really doing about a video, an episode once a month until I get into playoffs, and then it will be a little bit more frequently. And that is NHL 26 with an expansion franchise of the Kansas City Scouts. So definitely a theme. I'm a huge Kansas City sports fan, being a Kansas City native, as you can see by my memorabilia in my background. So a lot of gaming, a lot of sports video games that I play feature Kansas City related teams. So that is something that I'm super into. I've made, let's see, I think since the last monthly content creator vlog, I have made 13 videos. Yeah, you know, and I still have quite a few videos that I have just not gotten around to wrapping up as well. So just looking on my list here, I need to come out with another Road to Glory, College Football 26 Road to Glory video here pretty soon. I've had this this cooking video that I made of my wife. My wife cooked an Italian meal, and I just kind of have like a cool little Italian cooking, kind of mixing in some Italian music and trying to have some of the film style be a little bit like some of the cooking shows that she watches, like MasterChef. But we have a couple of other cooking videos that we want to come out with, but I haven't actually published that video just yet. But it's about 90% done. I just kind of need to wrap that up and actually get around to it. And that's part of the challenge that I've been facing is as a content creator doing a lot of videos in the gaming space, my attention and priority has really been on that and my podcast, and that's kind of like a weekly thing. So it takes up a lot of my time. I've also noticed that, you know, working from home, I'm definitely able to take advantage of some downtime and, you know, time when I have at home while my wife and my daughter are not in the house. My wife works in person every single day, and while my daughter's at daycare, you know, I take advantage of the time during the week to make videos. But on the weekends, when both of them are home and my wife also works from home on weekends, it is a little bit tougher doing things as a family on weekends, running errands, doing chores around the house. Weekends have actually been a lot less free for me to be able to make videos, edit, find time to edit. Also with football in full swing, Saturdays and Sundays watching college football and Chiefs games, I mean, it's very hard on weekends to find that time. And also I also play rec baseball and ice hockey, and we do have a lot of games on weekends. But now with baseball season officially over, hopefully I should have a little bit more free time on weekends, but we will see. So far Monday through Friday, it's kind of been my time to sort of pump out a few videos per week. Some other videos that I do want to finally get to is I started a couple of mostly stock videos, but I am trying to take some video like B-roll stuff myself as well. And that is a coffee fall jazz themed video, so centered around like coffee shops and paired with some jazz music. Another stock video is kind of like a city urban theme mixed with kind of like a electronic, I don't know if it's almost like a house or trance song that I really like, so pairing that together. A couple of stock videos, seeing what I can do editing stock footage. That's just something that I like to practice with. I also have a Red Dead Redemption 2 gaming series where I do sort of these gaming music videos. I did 2 so far. One was sort of like a gaming rap music video. The other one was a Disney's Tom and Huck inspired Injun Joe video to Red Dead Redemption 2 and just the opening theme song to the movie Tom and Huck. I want to come out with a Django and Hateful Eight music soundtrack videos, maybe even series of videos to Red Dead Redemption 2. Not really gameplay, but more so cinematic video capturing. And then aside from that, I've had this video queued up for honestly several months now, dating back to like last Christmas. My wife, she can do some digital pet art or pet art drawings for people, and she makes money on the side doing things like that. We actually did a little promo, like advertising video that we also can put on social media in addition to my YouTube channel, and we have kind of stashed that video away. It's also about 95% done, and we will try to release that this holiday season ahead of when Christmas shopping really gets busy. So that's another video that we have kind of queued up. I've got a whole laundry list of videos that I have had ideas and concepts for that I want to get to eventually this year and spilling into next year. But now that we're into November, my plan dating back to last year when I kind of came up with a project plan and a roadmap, a timeline for the way I want to do things, I'm finally getting to a point where I would like to start to try to make a little bit of money off of this. I want to revisit my project plan, my roadmap, figure out things and plans for next year, 2026. Also start trying to job hunt a little bit. And that coincides with me trying to get on sites like Fiverr, Upwork, Himalayas, I think is what it's called. Trying to do some gigs here and there, even though I probably don't plan on making a ton of money off of them just yet. Just getting my feet wet, getting my name out there, starting to get some reviews, trying to do some kind of lower level projects and requests and try to make some money off of it, even if it is just kind of bare minimum editing for, if it's for social or someone else's YouTube channel, or someone has some kind of video project that they want completed by an editor. I would like to do some of those things, start getting paid and find my footing of what direction I see myself going in, what channels I can make some income on here and there. So that's kind of the plan going into the end of this year and into next year. And then how that kind of fits and connects with me also continuing my own content creation on my YouTube channel. And do I find myself even able to do something like a Patreon? I mean, I'm still not really getting views or subscribers on my YouTube videos, so I don't really know if a Patreon is going to be feasible until maybe much later down the road. But I also have kind of battled with these thoughts over the last few months where I just don't know if I'm ever going to be the kind of person who sees himself as someone that is, going to be well known online. Would I ever go viral with something? Do I have something that is unique enough to really get a following online? Maybe not. That's not really the end of the world to me. I'm not super interested in necessarily being famous. I also really appreciate the behind the scenes, behind the camera, editing, the creative side, things like that, editing and manipulation of, what you shoot, things like that. But I think also something that I've learned is sometimes I'm kind of dabbling with sort of both sides of like quality versus quantity. And I've found an appreciation for not always stressing about super fancy, flashy edits. I think there's a time and place for that. There's sometimes when some of these videos just don't really need it. Some of these videos also don't need a ton of transitions or effects or things like that. I've come across plenty of videos out there where some people aren't necessarily doing like a ton of editing necessarily. It's more so just putting your video out there. It's the content itself. It's like what is unique about what you're showing, what you're communicating, what you are, informing or educating about. And not that I necessarily have an interest in like educating or being informative. Maybe if I get to that place and I feel like I can share some knowledge, cool. But I more so just want to showcase things that I have an interest in and really building up my skill set. I think even though there are plenty of edits that I don't know how to do or I'm not that great at, there's also efficiency and productivity things that I have taken away from learning how to edit much faster and be just more efficient and productive with my workflow and how I operate, and file management, storage, things like that. There are some things that I definitely want to continue next year, some things that I'm probably going to do away with, steer away from. For sure, next year, I'm going to create a second YouTube channel, at least an additional YouTube channel. I might even create a couple of additional YouTube channels, just depending on the niches. But one of those niches is definitely going to be gaming. Even if I don't get a ton of views from it, it's something that I like to do. I also think I might have a little bit more luck getting subscribers and views if I have a dedicated YouTube channel just for gaming. I think when people come across A-Lu2 Productions or they come to my channel, it can be a little bit confusing because there are just a whole ton of videos. Like, I'll probably need a separate YouTube channel just for my Chiefs podcast that complements my WordPress blog. Those are just things that I'm sort of thinking about and just trying to be a little bit more strategic. So those are 2 additional YouTube channels that I can make for next year, just to keep things a lot more separate. But there's a whole lot of other video games that I want to make YouTube videos and content for. So I think just a single gaming channel where there's just a bunch of different, gaming content, gaming series on there, that seems to be the move for next year. What else? This episode 3 of my monthly content creator vlog, this is going to be pretty short, I think, compared to some of the other videos. My second one was episode 2 was almost an hour. This is really just kind of a brief check-in, again, because I'm busy and I do need to kind of keep things moving. And one thing I've definitely reflected on is the longer the video, the more editing time it's going to take. And even though for these videos there's not a whole lot of editing I'm doing, I'm really just kind of cutting, do a little bit of transitions, effects, but I really just have one camera angle. I'm trying to cut down on as much B-roll, even though it does make it a little bit more visually appealing. But it's really just a way for me to honestly just kind of video journal. I mean, the way that I used to do these video journal entries, video logs, is I would go on the Mac where I edit, and I would just talk into the photo booth app, and I wouldn't even edit them. I wouldn't even put them on YouTube. I would just have them as something that maybe I would potentially use in the future, but otherwise just a way for me to talk into the camera and stash away that almost like video journal diary entry, if you will, for if I wanted to look back on and see some things that things that I had on my mind and things that I was thinking about. I think really the only other challenge and pain point that I can really think of is I recently bought my first pair of wireless mics, and my wife and I used those during our Kansas City road trip. They were pretty good. They worked out pretty well. Very, low budget as well. I used a promo code on Amazon from a YouTuber that I follow, and I was able to get those, fairly cheap, only about $30, and they did the job. They work well. But one thing that I did notice was they have a noise canceling feature, and I think the strength of the noise canceling was too high. And when we were talking into them and we were actually driving in the car, the background noise from the car, I think, was picked up by the noise canceling, and then it caused our voices to, when listening and playing back in Davinci, our voices sounded just a little bit robotic. So I was a little disappointed by that, but it was also just a good learning experience. But it kind of got me thinking sometimes that I feel like, as a self-taught video creative person, there are just a lot of parts of the technology, whether it's cameras, mics, lighting, Davinci, the editing studio, software itself. Some things that I'm just kind of learning is sometimes when I'm watching other people's videos, it seems so effortless and easy what they're doing, and it seems like things work out for them. Like their camera resolution is really, really good, or their mic audio sounds way better than mine. Even me getting this microphone, this mic only sounds so good compared to some other mics. And is it because this mic is less expensive than some other mics out there? Maybe. I also have tried playing around with the mic gain setting on this, and I don't know. Comparing myself to other people, I have to give myself some grace and just realize that, these people some of them are professionals. Some of them that I follow on YouTube, they also have a background in film, media, TV, and so they're just more equipped, more knowledgeable. I'm confident that I'll get there one day, and maybe I'll never be as good as them, but I'm definitely light years away from where I was just several months ago or years ago, and really just doing this as a hobby. But also, I think I sometimes just look at some of the videos that some people make and I'm like, wow, their quality, their resolution of just the camera, the image itself is so much better than mine, and it's a vast difference. Well, I have a DSLR that, or if I'm shooting on my phone, I mean, my DSLR is a single lens and body that are one. You cannot change out the lens on my DSLR. And even though it is a 4K camera, it's a 4K camera from like 10 years ago. My iPhone 13 Pro, even though it's 4K, when you shoot in low light, when you shoot at night, when you are doing a selfie angle of yourself, it's not going to be great. There's going to be noise. There's going to be graininess. And even some YouTubers I follow, even some of their cameras, if they are doing things like vlogging at night or in low light, you can actually pick up and see some of the graininess and some of that noise in parts that are not in focus in their shot. You know, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I think sometimes when I watch movies and I'm looking at some of these videos from people where they have really, really high quality, expensive cameras, I mean, it is just that when you have some of these cameras that are just so expensive, they are just top tier grade, top of the line, you're going to get shots like that. But with the gear that I have, it's just, I've got to just work with what I have. And I just have to remind myself of that. It's not going to be perfect, look perfect, but even just my packaging and production and, you know, the thumbnails I've been making over the last year have just gotten a lot better. And so I am, you know, pretty pleased and happy with overall, like the steps and strides that I've taken. I'll just leave it at that. That's probably the only challenge, pain point that sometimes I reflect on. Like, I sometimes question, like, is this really what I'm meant to do? Is this really for me? Why does it feel like where I would like to be, I'm never going to get to, just in terms of the quality, the resolution, just the overall product of what I'm trying to create and come out with. Things are just going to take some time, and eventually I hope to get, you know, better gear one day and all of that. But it's just going to take some time. I think those are really my thoughts for this month. And again, this really should have come out in October, but early November, just kind of reflecting on where I am, you know, as we approach the end of the year. I am trying to transition to finally start doing some freelance gigs and trying to make some money. I've only done this year one paid gig, and, you know, it went okay. I did make some money off of it, actually a good amount of money with my wife, but it was not the kind of gig that was going to be, you know, frequent and repeatable. It was kind of a one-time thing. It's definitely going to be interesting and beneficial to see how I do serving people online. So hopefully I have a good experience where, you know, maybe I connect with someone where, hey, like, you know, that they leave a good review, or I could do more work for them going forward in the future. Maybe we, you know, start a working relationship. Maybe others, I don't do so well, or I get critiqued pretty hard, and I have to kind of go back to the drawing board and think, okay, what can I do better? How can I improve and learn from this? I think one of the biggest things I'm nervous for is that I come across some kind of a job description out there or a request, and I don't understand how to do it, and I have to back out and just say, like, I don't know how to do that. So I don't want to guarantee that I can do this and then do a bad job for you. And then maybe that's something that I need to say, like, hey, let me learn how to do this, so that way I can say, hey, that's a tool that I now have under my belt in my toolbox that I can offer and say, yes, I know how to do this. Things like color grading, I don't really know a lot about yet. I only know just kind of how to apply like LUTs. I don't really know a whole lot of like manual color grading myself. And I'm honestly not sure if that's something that is super critical for me to want to know how to do just yet. This is something that maybe we can talk about in the next episode, but I think just I saw an interesting video recently from a YouTuber that I follow, a freelance video editor who kind of shares her knowledge in the field, AI, and how that is factoring into just this job market for video editors. You know, I think there's definitely a lot that I can continue to learn to help AI help me with my job, but also things that I can learn from AI where AI is not necessarily going to take over and this job is going to be obsolete, but There are things that I'm going to have to learn how to adapt to and adopt to better use AI for my workflow. There's still some things that I'm doing a little bit probably too manual. Yeah, that's probably the final thought I want to share just with my experience. One thing I did not mention at the beginning, as always, if you're watching this, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, comment, follow, share, follow me on Instagram. I would really appreciate it. Again, I am well on my way. I have embarked on this journey to try to become a full-time videographer, video editor, content creator, and filmmaker. So please support me. Let me know if you have any feedback for, just this video or what I'm doing. If you're someone like me who's trying to do the same thing, let's connect. I would love to meet more people out there who are trying to do the same thing. So I would really appreciate it. Again, my name is Alex Liu. This is Alu2 Productions, and this is my monthly content creator vlog where I am reflecting on my experience of trying to aspire to become a content creator and make this my full-time career. So that's going to do it for this episode. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.